Trial begins for a man accused of abusing his freedom of speech at a Fallen 5 memorial site. Good evening, I'm Kim Chapman.
And I'm Calvin Sneed. Chattanooga police charged him with inciting a riot at the Lee Highway Memorial just days after the 5 servicemen were killed.
That's right. Stephanie Sanastasi joins us now live from the courtroom to tell us what happened today. Stephanie.
Kim, Kelvin, James Hutchins represented himself inside this courtroom earlier today. He was arrested back on July 19th last year, just 3 days after the July 16th shooting, a time of very high emotion for people living in this city. Today, he tried to prove to the jury that he can say what he wants whenever he wants. James Hutchins stands before the jury today pleading his innocence.
Personally, I'm deeply offended that someone would call the preaching of the Bible in America on ground that I had permission to be on, that they would refer to that as disorderly conduct.
Last July, 3 days after 5 servicemen were shot and killed in Chattanooga, police arrested Hutchins for disorderly conduct and inciting a riot. Chattanooga Sergeant Lewis Davis testifies that it wasn't Hutchins' preaching that made police arrest him. It was the comments that came after police gave Hutchins a warning.
And what was he yelling?
Telling people they were queers, going to hell. Just very boisterous, I'll put it that way.
Chattanooga police officers who were there that night testify that Hutchins began yelling derogatory terms at the crowd and one police officer. Sergeant Davis says at one point, Hutchins put his hands on an officer and called another officer the N-word. That's what led to this. Hutchins brought in his own witnesses to testify today. The first, Keith Wheatley, the Lee Highway property manager.
I remember you asking one of the police officers why they're not doing anything about the people who are calling you names.
Shortly after he left the stand, this happened.
As he left the courtroom, he exited and went to the left where the defendant's wife is sitting and was having dialogue. I didn't catch the beginning of it, was having dialogue about the questions that you had asked and his responses.
Debbie Hutchins, Pastor Jim's wife, was supposed to be the next witness.
Did he discuss his testimony in this courtroom?
No, sir.
He did not discuss it?
No, sir.
The judge did eventually let Debbie Hutchins testify, but made sure that the questions asked to her were different than those that she allegedly discussed with Keith Wheatley. For now, reporting live in Chattanooga, Stephanie Sanastasi, News Channel 9.
Thanks, Stephanie. The trial resumes tomorrow at 9 a.m. Depend on us to let you know what happens.